Welcome to my quick Nightmares guide. If you want more information about any of these things, please look at the links in the description. So we're going to start off with NSOET Starry Night. To reset bosses, one person auto-attacks the one on the left, one person auto-attacks the one on the right. Whichever one you're resetting, that person will then run to the door, and it will reset the boss, and the other one will still be aggroed. For the first boss, which is going to be Sultry Nidhogg, we're going to be using the Idun trick. First person casts Idun, okay? The second person waits until it's about to run out, and then they cast their Idun. Okay, and then you put both of these on autocast and it will allow you to permanently be immune. This only works if you get capped speed on both Eidolons. They also need to be the same level. We recommend level 80 for this, as it's where she 4 stars and is where you're going to get the most speed on her. To cap her speed, you want to be using accessories and then some sort of party buff which gives speed. Okay, uh, from here we skip straight to Idun. It's going to be the first challenging boss here. Okay, so when we get to Idun, we're going to stand on this semicircle here instead of immediately attacking her. This will pull her as far towards the door as we can, so that we have the minimum chance of being hit by flowers, okay? Do not freezing stab or dash to the boss in any way. The reason for this is we want to not go underneath her because she could have a flower sitting there and you'll be stunned for the duration of that. This lightning here, if you get hit by it, it's going to do a lot of damage, so it's very important that you are dodging this and your healers are paying attention. The next boss we're going to go to is Irene. So there's two things to note. The first of which is this whirlwind here, and the second of which is the circle in the center. The circle in the center, if you stand in it, it's going to do a lot of damage to you. If you're at maximum melee range, you shouldn't be taking this damage, so it's okay to not move the boss as long as you are standing just at the very edge of the melee range, as you can see here. To avoid multiple people taking this whirlwind, you need to be spread out around the boss, okay? So as you can see, Vorpal is on the left here. I am on or behind it here. I am on the right, the left of it, sorry, here. So if the whirlwind spawns on me, I can move out of it easily, and then I can get healed up, okay? It's important to move out of it before healing, as it will freeze you, which will cause you to take more damage. Okay, it's also important when we reach the next boss after this, which will be Red Murasame, not to stand next to each other, because if you do, the skill's going to bounce very quickly between you, and it's not going to give your healer enough time to heal you before you die. The final boss, okay, is going to have this massive reduction, which will reduce your stats by a lot, and it will reduce your movement speed by a lot. You can use the Idun buff to stop this applying, or the Idun trick, but if it fails for even 1 second, then it's 10 seconds of having this. So, if you do have this on, it's entirely possible to dodge red carpets, but even if you're ranged, you need to be standing right underneath the boss, and then you need to be moving as soon as you see a carpet. So say he casts a carpet right here in front of me, if I'm standing underneath him, then I can move back, okay? Next, we're going to go on to the sun path. So the first thing is as soon as we walk into the room, we're going to move to the back left-hand corner. This is so that the person who pulls has opportunity to be hit by the orb. They stand here. When they get hit by the orb, they're then going to attack this boss, and then they're going to move into the back corner, okay? Then obviously you can just DPS the boss. There is this carpet here, there. That is going to heal the boss if you get hit by it, so it's important to dodge. There is another carpet, this one here. If somebody gets hit by this and you're a sorcerer, you need to immediately purge afterwards to stop them being stunned over and over again. Nothing really important about the next two bosses. We tend to pull the one on the right and reset the one on the left. With this boss, there's going to be a carpet that will spawn, and it'll take up the entire center circle here. I unfortunately don't capture it in this video, but what it does is if you get hit by it, it's going to heal the boss for a lot, so it's very important to dodge this carpet, okay? Moving through, the next room doesn't really do anything, so we'll move straight on to the last room. Here, there's a buff here. It's either this one or the other one, I can't remember, or that one. Don't remember which one it is, but if you are hit by it, you'll constantly be leaping on a party member, so a sorcerer needs to be purging over and over again. There's no real way to see if somebody gets this easily, so just keep purging on cooldown. You need to be dodging the circular carpet on this boss because it'll pretty much insta-kill you. Other than that, we move on to Kusanagi. Again, here you can use the Idun trick. If you don't know what that is, please go to the beginning of the video. I do explain it for the other path. And on the final boss, which is Idun, or in this version Amaterasu, you need to be dodging this carpet that will target you here. This one's going to target a player, and if anybody is standing inside of it, it's going to drop a dot carpet on the floor, which will damage you for quite a lot. So make sure as soon as you see this that you're moving away from it. And the other thing is you don't want to be stunning her or using CC at all. This means crowd control, so freezes, sleeps, anything like that, or roots. Because when we get to the big carpet, which hopefully you'll see in a second, this one, okay, when we get to this carpet, we can stun her out of it. And what this means is she won't be able to cast it. If she does cast it, it's going to heal her, and she's going to take a lot of damage reduction. NTL. Oh, and that I forgot to say, that carpet casts once every 30 seconds, so you can cast it. As long as you're stunning her as soon as she does it, you can always have it up. So 1 to 10 is not worth talking about. They're just nuke floors as far as we're concerned. Floor 11, if anyone dies on the first phase, then the boss will reset. On the second phase, if she gets this immunity carpet on her, you can either kill all the water crystals and it'll stun her, or walk into this water energy source here, and you'll get a skill on your bar, which is the first skill here. You'll see in a second. There it is. Once you cast it on the boss, she'll be stunned as well, and it'll remove the shield. Okay, floor 12. This is the most important floor, really. As soon as you walk in, you move over to the right-hand side over here. You kill both of them. Once the second one... Oops. Skipped too far. Once the second one dies, you cast it done. This will stop you taking the debuff above your head, and you have 30 seconds to DPS. If you do not get this debuffed, or it takes you longer than 30 seconds to kill, it will apply. And when it does apply, you just need to remove it with the opposite. So I'll just show you again there. I have the negative, and then I'm going to move to a positive charge to remove it. As you can see, he's healing when I have it above my head. So I'm going to move over to that positive charge in the back, and then it's going to remove it, and we are good to go. Floor 14. Again, floor 13 and up is where you need to start using your accuracy eidolons to cap. Floor 14, when it spawns, we want to kill the tree on the right so that her defense is reduced. It's best to kill both trees and have your DPS do it, and then your supports debuff the boss. But the most important one is the one on the right. The flowers over here, if you walk into them, you're going to take 1 stack. They can spawn anywhere on the floor, so be careful. If 3 stacks are taken, combine between the party, and yes, you can take multiple stacks yourself. Then the boss is going to, then you're going to be stunned, and then the boss will heal. Not for all of its HP, but it is a big heal, so it's very important you don't take these stacks, okay? Floor 15, I'll just note about the totems. If you are struggling to kill the boss, you want to be sending 1, 2, or 3 people on totems, okay? They can stun you if you do not kill them quickly, so it's very important that somebody stuns them as soon as they spawn, and then you nuke them down, okay? That's pretty much it for the direct walkthrough. In terms of things you need to remember for class compositions, get a lot of damage taken, get a lot of death shred, make sure your DPS are swapping definitely elemental trophies, and at least 1, preferably 2 or 3, of hat pieces, mounts, emblems, and elemental eidolons, okay? They also need to be capping, they also need to have 15 points in accuracy and spec, so that with the help of the idol, or the accuracy eidolons which you'll use, they will, that you'll cap accuracy. They need to be capping pen, preferably, so they have 64. Again, using a 3% pen emblem is better than using a 17 skills emblem in all the content that matters. That's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. If you want any more information to either NSOET paths, NTL, or party compositions, then please look at the link in the description.